The idea of blockchain technology was first described in 1991 by Stuart Haber and W. Scott Stornetta, who introduced an easy computer solution to timestamp digital documents to avoid them being tampered with. Fast forward to 2008, blockchain as we know it is invented by Satoshi Nakamoto, serving as a public transaction ledger of Bitcoin. Aluxers, not enough can be said about the advantages that blockchain can bring to the world, and we've had to be selective in choosing just 15 of these to share with you. Welcome to Alux.com, the place where future billionaires come to get inspired. If you're not subscribed yet, you're missing out. Number 1. Money is safe and secure. We all want to keep our money safe and secure, and blockchain provides just that. Banking would be faster, cost less, would have 100% accurate record-keeping, and above all, would be far more secure. Blockchain doesn't just benefit us, but the banks too. Already 90% of banks are exploring blockchain solutions, as they would have up to 30% reductions in infrastructure costs and could operate on a 10% headcount reduction, according to BigDataMadeSimple.com. The beauty is that transactions are transparent. There's less human intervention, meaning fewer errors, if any at all, and it's a great banking alternative, especially for people in unstable or undeveloped countries. And those who are working abroad who need to send money home can do so instantly, instead of waiting days for money to clear when it's needed quickly. Number 2. Proving your identity. Blockchain will of course be able to assist us in proving our identity to the online world because, as you're aware, it's online that people are really good at assuming someone else's identity, but it runs even deeper than that. Did you know that around 1.1 billion people around the world are not able to prove that they are who they say they are? There are many reasons that could lead to this, like no formal registration at birth, lost documents due to natural disaster, or not enough money to file the birth registration forms. How do those without an identity get into schools, find a job, open a bank account? It's practically impossible, and that's where blockchain comes in. 60% of the people who don't have an official identity do have a phone, so a blockchain-based mobile identity solution would work well. Estonia has been using blockchain since 2007 for their national digital identity scheme, and it requires no paperwork and only digital signatures, and has proven to be a nationwide success. Number 3. Ownership titles. Proving that you're an owner of an item without any proof of purchase can be tricky. Or if you've had your Gucci handbag stolen and you spot it in the hands of someone at the club and you know for a fact it is yours, how can you really prove it? Blockchain is here to help. By recording your items or transactions on blockchain can prove without a shadow of a doubt the item in question is yours. In the case of high-end items like artwork, it's a great way to prove the piece has been passed on or bought legitimately, and that it hasn't been stolen or resold at any point in the artwork's life. Blockchain is the safest and most reliable way to track assets for proof of ownership. In the sneaker market, Everledger are looking at using blockchain to keep track of sneakers. The smart tagging system would document the details of each sneaker so that users would know the sneakers they're buying are genuine LeBron James sneakers, for example, and not the fakes. Number 4. ICOs, a new way to raise money without going public. ICO, or initial coin offerings, is a unique way that allows companies to raise money without going public on the stock exchange using blockchain. ICOs are usually reserved for companies or businesses in the crypto industry, and you do need to have digital currency and an understanding of how crypto works. How a startup raises money through an ICO is firstly providing a white paper with details of the company. It'll state the amount of money required, how much the founders will keep, the type of money accepted, and how long the ICO campaign will run, much like a Kickstarter campaign. Number 5. Charge an electric car. In 2016, German utility company RWE were the first to install a blockchain-powered charging station, and subsequently, some of the world's largest automotive manufacturers have leaned toward developing blockchain-based incentive and data networks. Mobi, for example, are using blockchain technology to make transportation greener, more affordable, and more efficient. Bringing it closer to home, if you have an electric charging station at your house, you could use blockchain technology and make your chargers available for others. An easy way to generate a little extra income. Number 6. Smart contracts. cutting out the middleman has never been easier thanks to blockchain. Nick Szabo developed smart contracts on top of blockchain, which has made the role of a middleman null and void. Any contract imaginable can be automated, checked, regulated, and self-executed on a computer program. The end result will be a flawless contract done quickly, efficiently, and at a fraction of the cost of what legal fees would normally cost you. Number 7. Blockchain connects service directly with consumers. It might have crossed your mind that blockchain will make many jobs redundant, but like co-founder of Ethereum and Bitcoin magazine Vitalik Buterin quoted, whereas most technologies tend to automate workers on the periphery doing menial tasks, blockchains automate away the center. Instead of putting the taxi driver out of a job, blockchain puts Uber out of a job and lets the taxi drivers work with the customer directly. If we take our point on our previous post about legal fees being too expensive, this would mean that lawyers worldwide would need to make their products and services more affordable so they don't lose their clients. Or operations like Uber should maybe reconsider not taking such a large percentage of their drivers' and customers' fees. Number 8. Companies will have seamless operations. Besides offering their specific service, another thing companies are known for are their mounds and mounds of paperwork. With blockchain, all of these contracts, legalities, NDAs, codes of conduct, business plans, and reports all come together seamlessly to create a DAC, or Decentralized Autonomous Company. When time is not wasted on figuring out if your employee still has 2 days of sick leave left, or whether your new recruit has signed her non-disclosure agreement, then you can start spending that time on building your business and investing your time where it matters most. Number 9. Pay your parking fees. One small step for man, one giant leap for mankind. Okay, this advantage might not change the world, but it will certainly make our lives a bit easier. Backtrack to 2014. A New York City councilman suggested authorities allow Bitcoin to be used to pay parking fines. It's unclear if that went ahead or not in 2017, but it was confirmed that South Africa would allow fines to be settled with Bitcoin. Blockchain technology would mean that governments could regulate everything traffic-related. They'd be able to regulate street parking, unpaid fines, unroadworthy vehicles, and overdue licenses. There would be fewer car accidents and people would generally be safer on the roads. Number 10. Blockchain and supply chain management. Blockchain has already revolutionized the way companies are keeping track of their goods and services. Supply chain has always been dogged with problems. Lack of transparency, management is ineffective, more risks due to extended value chain, sudden demand changes, and theft. We've mentioned how accurate blockchain is, which is why it's so effective with supply chain management and keeping track of everything going in and coming out. The system shows every step of the product's journey from factory to customer. Information about the product can be accessed at any time, and should anything be faulty with the product, consumable, or service, it's easy to track the root of the problem. Blockchain is already being used in companies like Walmart, and Statista confirms that 55.3% of logistics service providers have already invested in blockchain technology. Number 11. Insurance companies can benefit from blockchain. Aluxers blockchain can and will change the way insurance companies do business. The guys who dabble in a little insurance fraud on the side who make our premiums go higher are going to have a hard time pulling a fast one when the technology is in place. The new technology will equate to efficiency gains, cost savings, quicker payouts, transparency, and fraud mitigation. Data can be shared in real time and claims can be verified, leaving little room to crook the books. Number 12. Real estate. Buying a house using blockchain will be easier and faster. And Aluxers, if you've bought a house, you'll know the process is neither fast or easy. It's downright tedious, stressful, and exhausting. It takes the involvement of banks, lawyers, municipalities, and sometimes even the government just to purchase a property, and it costs a shit ton of money for the whole process. With blockchain, you remove the need for all of the intermediaries. There's one version of legal documents needed, and they are 100% accurate. It's tamper-proof, reducing the chances of fraud, and it reduces paperwork drastically. Number 13. Humanitarian aid gets the right boost. Aluxers, in our video 10 Hard Truths About Philanthropy, we mentioned not all charities are 100% transparent, and that CEOs of many of these charities are taking home massive salaries. Once again, blockchain technology removes the need for the middleman, so the money or crypto really goes to the exact charity it needs to. The digital journey of the donation can be traced from start to finish, and it can be further traced to ensure it's spent on what it's meant to be spent on. It can also be used to gather information on areas that need urgent aid and can coordinate aid delivery and crowdfunding. A revolutionary project that's used blockchain successfully is Disperse. They're a distribution platform for aid funding and used blockchain to track money and limit loss. They used it in a development project in collaboration with Positive Women and managed to reduce transfer fees and trace funds that were heading to Swaziland for a big charity project. Number 14. Treating health problems will be easier. Your health information gets fragmented and it's hard to keep track over the years. Blockchain solves this by improving the tracking of your medical history. This saves the doctors time and you money because you don't need to take duplicate tests, or you'll know whether a certain medication works or not if you've tried it before. Any doctor logging into your profile could check your permanent, accurate medical history, revealing everything you need to know about you: allergies, family medical history, lifestyle factors, anything that could help them make the right diagnosis. And the best part is the information is readily available, so doctors no longer need to wait ages for files to be sent from one medical office to another. Number 15. We have one more example of blockchain for you that's actually changing the world. Cat lovers globally are in love with CryptoKitties. Created by Axiom Zen and powered by the Ethereum cryptocurrency blockchain, CryptoKitties managed to raise $1.3 million in just a month when it was launched in late 2017. Virtual transactions took off, and by March 2018, CryptoKitties had a further $12 million from Andreessen Horowitz, Union Square Ventures, and other investors. One CryptoKitties could cost anything from the equivalent of $12 to way above $100,000. Every cat is unique and you own it. No cat can be replicated, removed, or destroyed. Collecting and breeding digital cats has really taken off, and it's one of the most successful blockchain games to date. So, Aluxers, what experience have you had with blockchain technology? We'd love to hear from you in the comments.